We call this one the Raven's Nest.
So this is the another campsite that we just created. As you can see, it's a teepee. After we did the tiny houses and they were such a big success, Sandy and I, a number of years ago, had our own teepee in another location. We just always talked about creating another one, and the opportunity came to put one here, and so we decided to do that.
It was a work in progress, but always done with a lot of love and creativity, because it's something that we love and we know and hope that others resonate with it. You're in the middle of the Mojave Desert, you know, the teepees in the Mojave Desert, and it's just, there's something quite nostalgic about it, or warm about it. Would you like to see inside the teepee? We call this one the Raven's Nest. So we bought a queen-size bed. My husband built the frame that the bed is on. As I said, it's a heated mattress on this bed. So guests at the side of the bed can turn on the temperature. The right side and left side have their own temperature degree, so depending on how hot or cold you want it. My husband also built these little side tables here. And also we have the Native American flute and drums, and so when people come here, they can really, you know, feel the experience of being in a Native American teepee. A little sitting area. And we originally had a fire pit in the middle of our teepees, but the smoke was just a little bit too hard to always maintain. It wasn't always healthy, and not always the safest. So that's when we then now moved to remote control candles. So it still gives you that ambiance and romance at night, and it's a safe option to have the teepee glowing at night. So that was an option on a handmade table, again, that my husband built. And then just with time, you know, we bought different fabrics to put in here, but the cleaner, the more minimal, the better. And this is where we find ourselves in here, just having a really time to just relax and not be cluttered, and you can really clear your mind and have a great night's sleep. And when you're laying in a bed and you look up and you can see through the top of the teepee, you know, there's nothing more magical than that. We also have a propane heater there behind you that helps keep it cold or warm at night, because as we talked about in the desert, the evenings do get very cold. It's called the Big Buddy. It's such a great find. It's really helped to give a lot of comfort in the evenings when it's a bit chilly outside. So this is the teepee, and then when you come outside, you're right here at your own private fire pit. We know as a part of being out in nature is having a fire, and being able to cook over the fire, just enjoy the heat and the romance of the fireplace, the fire pit. So we've created that for each of the environments. And then if you want to come over here, so again, it gets quite windy out here, so we put the little pebbles down to help with some of the dust, so it doesn't always fly up and around in the teepee and on your faces. So we put the little rocks here, and then we found these paving stones at actually the ranch across the street. They were there, so they said we could have them. Whenever we can, we try and recycle whatever we can find in the desert or at friends' houses or our house, or, you know, wherever it is, we'll always try and reuse and recycle. This wheel was in the trash way out in the desert, so we fixed that up and put the name of the teepee on it. So this again was here, but Rob fixed it, made it more sturdy. The base was here. This gorgeous fireplace stove was here. So we just cleaned it off and had it face our sitting area we created. So if you didn't want to sit outside, you could always have a little fire in here. Keep your coffee warm or whatever on there. So there's options for guests and for us. I'd like to show you also the outhouse, because this is a nice surprise as well, which needed a little bit of TLC, which with Rob's talents was able to get this in really aesthetically looking good. And again, it is a flushing toilet. So it's really nice when people come and they see an outhouse, but then they have a real flushing toilet. And it has a solar light inside. And then of course your toilet paper. And so it's a clean option and what some people might think it to be with an outhouse. So we're really happy and proud to be able to provide this. It has solar lights on either side, so at nighttime you have a visual of where it is. So it's easy to get to in the middle of the night if you need to go to the bathroom. And then over here is the kitchen. So the sink was here, but Rob made it a lot bigger, put in a much bigger sink. So because of the dust that is out here, we wanted to create something to keep all the dishes clean and protected. So Rob made this unit in here, and there's some oil, just very basics that you might need when you're here just for a night of cooking: pot and pan, strainer, a big bowl. And then there's some utensils if you do want to cook over the fire. You know, we do provide that as well. And then over here we have tea and coffee that we always have for us when we're here, and then for guests. And again, another mini fridge. So if people do want to come and spend a few nights, they can keep their food cold here. And we have our 2-burner stove here, propane. And it's really basic. You don't really need much more than what's here, and people are often quite satisfied and realize that you don't need a lot more than just the basics. So it's a good reminder for us when we come back out here and spend some time that we have exactly what we need with the basics and being minimal. This gorgeous piece was here too, but Rob made it a lot more solid and solid to the deck, so we could use it as a cutting table or a place to eat. And the most fun is right here, the extension of all this with the outdoor shower. So Rob extended all of this, built this, and created this outdoor shower. So when you're here in the hot water, having your morning or evening shower, you have a gorgeous 360-degree view of the desert, which I can't speak highly enough. It's probably one of the highlights that we enjoy, and so do the guests. Little sitting area, plenty of space to just have a, hopefully not too long of a shower because we are in the desert. So, you know, be mindful of the water situation here. But it is a nice opportunity to have a hot shower in the outdoors.
So it's a on-demand, which are pretty common with camping in tiny homes. But what's really unique about this, these are not intended to be out in the cold. If they freeze, they are dead. They have small little pipes in there. So I have pipe heater around here, and it has a thermometer on the steel, so whenever it does go below freezing, it heats up, all the wires are warm enough that it keeps the frost off of that, and so we can avoid any kind of frost damage on it. I went through about 4 or 5 units to try to figure that one out.
We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give us your thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel if we are not yet. And we hope to see you guys soon again. See you in the next one. Bye.